Welcome to Feature Friday, where we explore all the cool functions of our Roof Wizard software. This is a little job that was sent to us today with a query from the customer, a bit confused as to how to best tackle it. It might look a bit complicated in the area around here, but in fact you'll see it's very straightforward. The first thing I need to do, I've imported the appropriate page. This is page 3 of 15, I think. And it's got the roof drawn quite nicely. All I have to do is check the scale, so I'm going to do that. Construct roof, track outline, scale, and I'm going to measure the extents of the brickwork. So from the brickwork from this end to the other end, I think I might have scaled it already, but let's double check. A few mil out. So this is supposed to be what, 2450? Sorry, 24500. And scale. So I'm now operating at full size, and I should do a quick check measure to make sure I did it right. And that should be, yep, near enough. 13 mil, that's near enough. Okay, so I've scaled the job. I'm now working at full size. What's the best way to tackle this thing? So I'm going to digitize the outline, plus or minus 45 to keep it nice and square, rounding to the nearest 5 mil. And I'm going to digitize the perimeter of the roof. So we work our way around and bang the corners and that corner, and you'll say, "Whoa, what's he doing?" Well, I'm ignoring that little bit of overhang there, and you'll see why in a minute. And you'll see, this makes it straightforward, doesn't it? So to determine where I go, I'm just looking at the end of the hips and valleys. And that tells me where I've got to go to finish this off. I'm at the penultimate corner. So I right-click, close square. That's basically done the outline correctly. The slope is, it's the drawing, where's it say that? 22.5, yep, I'm already right there. The eave height is 2750. Rafter spacing 900, that'll work. And we hit OK and let it build the roof. So there's my roof, matches the line work, good work. Now I need to add this little bit. So we go to our modify roof functions, and there's a couple of things we're going to use a little different here. This one on this corner is what we call a drop eave. So select the eave line. How far do you want to drop? I'm not sure, so I'm going to measure it. So from there out to there is how far? 491. I'm going to say that's 500. And we hit OK, and it drops the eave down. Now, you could do something similar around here, but it doesn't take care of the corners. So there's a way to fix that too. But what about we do it this way? We go to Construct Roof Veranda, and I'm going to select the eave line. Now it's come up with the wall line first because that was the first geometric entity in the structure. I want no to the wall, I want yes to the fascia, so yes to that. Similar to this eave line, no wall, yes fascia. And this side, no to the wall, yes to the fascia. And no more lines, so right click, then read the prompts, it tells you what to do. Which side of the line do you want to go? I want to be out here. And then it shows me that I'm building a veranda from this point, first point, all the way around to the last point. However, I don't want it to go all the way to the end. I want it to stop about there. So I'm going to say distance from last point, M for measure. So I want the so-called porch to measure from there down to there. And it's 9986 something. Let's say it's 9985. That'll be a good number. Preview that. But before we do, let's set some parameters. Fascia and gutter. So it's the same all the way around. The depth of it, I reckon it's got to be the same as that. So I'm going to say it's got to be 500. And the height at wall. Now this is a key thing. The options are height at wall or height at gutter. Now I've selected the eave line, so I want it to be at the gutter, at the wall. and it knows the wall height's 2750. I want a gable at each end, correct? And the slope of it will be the same as the rest of the roof, 22.5. And I hit preview, and bingo. That's about what we want there. Now, when I hit OK, this is a critical step. When I hit OK, the software's smart and realizes that the veranda is at the same intersection point as the eave line and the same slope. So it says, do you want to merge? And I'll say yes. And it runs around and recreates the geometry. And what do you know? That's almost exactly what we want. And the only thing I would change from here, go to our modify roof menu and go extend barge and extend that barge in under the eave line 500. Do the same on the other side in 500. Okay. And there's my roof finished. Double check it against the drawing. That's all looking pretty good. Now there's a bit of a debate about whether that incorporates the gutter or whether that's the sheet edge. We can talk to your installer about that, but that's the process that I would use to construct that roof geometry. And then of course, once I've got that far, I do use all my standard tools for measuring. I can turn the image off and just focus on the job. I can turn it back on, and maybe I can add some fixtures, the whirly birds and the exhaust vents and penetrations, what have you. So you've got those on your quotation as well. But that's basically it. So any questions, fire off an email at the support line. If you like what we do, please subscribe or follow the broadcast, and we look forward to catching up to you again soon on Feature Friday. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.